Wait, there's something very weak coming through.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Hello, fellow Galactic listeners. I'm Aaron Julian, and this is WSTR Galactic Public Access, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 131. Thank you for tuning in. By the way, we just want to say this show is for you, and we appreciate you tuning in. Let's draw you in. Let's bring you into the Star Wars world with us. I feel like we should be sitting around a campfire or something. But here's we got a great show ahead of us. I know a lot of you listening, you're excited about the Galaxy's Edge land announced for Disneyland and also for Walt Disney World. And some of you have already made it. Some of you are planning your vacation years out ahead of time, just hoping to taste the magic that is Walt Disney World and Star Wars when they collide. Well, today we've got a special guest who's going to be giving us a first-hand account of Batu/Galaxy's Edge. He has been there. He has gotten the T-shirt, the mug, and the spork, and he is here to tell the tale. So please welcome to the show today our good friend Jeremy Myers.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back.
Welcome back to the show, Jeremy. We had you on about a month ago, I want to say, because for listeners who may not know, you were at Star Wars Celebration, right?
Correct.
Yep. Cool. And Todd and I were there, and JD was there as well, and we just kind of ran into you at the supposed unofficial Star Wars podcast meetup that turned out to be just everybody there. Mm-hmm. But we got to chatting and got you on, and we can't get rid of you. So welcome back to the show.
Well, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this. Thanks for having me back again.
Absolutely. And joining me today, as always, Mr. Todd Hoffman.
Hey, everyone.
Glad to have you back. It's unfortunately, we are missing the key component of our show, Miss Heather Allred. She's got the day off. It's Guys Night Out Part 2.
Part 2.
And but we're gonna miss her. Of course, she's essential to the show, but we're going to let her enjoy her day off.
She's dog sitting, so she's like, she's got her own Chewbacca to take care of, you know.
Exactly. So she will be back in the fight next week. But in the meantime, we got to pay some bills. So you could find everyone here except myself on social media at WSTR Media. All one word, all lowercase. And you can email us at mailbox at wstrmedia.com. Let me get that right. Mailbox at wstrmedia.com. Leave us a voicemail.
There you go. There you go.
557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. We want to hear from you, and you want to hear your gorgeous voice blasted across the galactic holonet. So call in. Give us some feedback on the episode, anything you want to talk about. Actually, call in and tell us what you plan to do at Galaxy's Edge. We know you've got your vacation plans coming up. Maybe you're heading there next week. Maybe it's going to be a year out. Who are you bringing with? What do you hope to see there? What are you excited about? Call in at 630-557-9787. We'll get you on the show. Our entire back catalog of episodes and all relevant links can be found at podcast.wstrmedia.com. I want to tell you why you should check out Audible.
Why?
Well, Todd, as you know, a lot of us we're working the grind. We got debts to pay off to Jabba and other malcontents, and it's lonely out there on the hyperspace routes.
It sure is.
Or maybe you're even staying off the hyperspace routes. You're taking the long way around.
The local routes,
avoid
the sublight speeds.
Exactly, to avoid Imperial entanglements. And it gets lonely out there. And as you're driving your starship along, perhaps you want a friendly voice reading something educational, informative, entertaining to help keep the boredom at bay. And that's where Audible comes in. It is Amazon's easy, no-risk way to support this podcast and find some entertainment, some education in the downtime of your day through their delivery of their vast library of audiobooks. That's right, it's bigger than the library at the Jedi Temple. They got over 425,000 titles to choose from, wherever and whenever you want to listen. If you head on over to audibletrial.com/WSTR, that's the magic word, audibletrial.com/WSTR, you get to claim your free 30-day trial, which includes a free audiobook of your choice and now 2 free Audible originals. That's right. So Audible every month, they have a different rotation of what they call Audible originals. Those are audiobooks that you can't get anywhere else except through Audible. That is in addition to the 1 free book that you get. And they're produced for, available exclusively through Audible. You can't get them anywhere else.
Exclusive.
That's right. So don't miss out on July's Audible originals or your choice of one of over 425,000 titles. And it's risk-free. If you don't like it, if you think it's stupid, if it was just a waste of your time, that's okay. You don't need to explain to anybody. Jabba's not going to get mad at you. You just cancel your free trial. We get a check from Amazon. You get a free book and 2 free Audible originals. Everybody's happy. So once again, that's audibletrial.com/WSTR to download your free audiobook today. And we are also brought to you by our merch store. That's right. Thanks to the good folks over at teespring.com. We can cover you head to toe in WSTR merchandise. That's hats, hoodies, tank tops, t-shirts, yoga pants, socks. We're working on gloves. We're almost there. I'll get you a face mask.
We're almost there.
Yeah, we're working on it. We also got stickers and mugs. Do we have pins up there?
No.
Good old Todd.
You have to see us to get the pins.
That's right. That's our one
Got my
holdout
sticker
exclusive
right here. Stickers.
merchandise. I think Jeremy's got one, right?
Yep, stickers, shirts. We love them.
Wonderful. You can find all that and more at store.wstrmedia.com. That's store.wstrmedia.com. And now I'm going to kick it over to you, Todd. Give us a teaser for the news.
Yeah, Heather does a lot better job than me, but I will try my best. Here we go.
All right. Let's hear it.
The Red.
Ooh. The Red Baron.
The Resistance.
Viva.
Yeah. The Hunter.
Ooh.
And the Haunted.
I think you misspelled it. Is it supposed to be the Hunted? No, it's the Haunted.
The Haunted.
Ooh.
No, they got the Hunter, and now it's the Haunted, man. So
okay, close enough.
Close enough. Yeah. So tune in later to find out.
Bring it
I will
on.
be waiting with bated breath this entire time.
That's right. All right. Next up, Twitter trash compactor.
Get in there, you big polio! I don't care what you smell! Get in there and don't worry about it!
Okay, every week we are running those polls. And so this week is no exception. Last week we were talking about what is your favorite Star Wars video game? Comments welcomed. Oh, and they were welcome. So,
Oh boy, did we get comments.
Lots of comments. But here's the thing. Twitter's only got 4 choices. It's kind of hard when Star Wars has been out for a long time and there's a lot of video games out there. So pick 4. Here we go. KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, Dark Forces, Shadows of the Empire, and Masters of Terrascasi. Which was mentioned
Terrascasi.
Which was mentioned in Solo, by the way.
Was that the fighting game?
Yeah, that's that horrible fighting game that everyone loves, though, because it's funny and awesome. And
Oh my
on
goodness.
PlayStation. So there was a lot of choices there. Jeremy, I know you're not much of a gamer, but would you have a selection here?
I did. I voted on Dark Forces. That's the only one that I had any familiarity with. Got to watch the old cousin play and
There you go.
showed me some YouTube gamers playing. And,
Right, there you go.
No, little late to the gaming world on the Star Wars end. So
That's okay.
yeah,
That's okay. That's
make
a good
up for it.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like you're missing out on a lot right now.
oh, like
I said it.
like
I
a
said it.
salty seaman.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, where would you go on this one?
I think it's pretty obvious, Todd.
Yeah, I know.
Shadows of the Empire, just for
course.
that nostalgic value. But
Yeah.
I will say, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2,
Yeah.
they're essential for any gamer out there who considers themselves a Star Wars fan.
Wow. You can get on your phone now. That's how.
Yeah, that's
$5 on your phone.
weird times.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Back in the day, you had to get like this, huge rig.
App Store now.
Yeah. App Store. Well, I would have voted for Dark Forces because that's one of my original ones that I really liked.
Yeah, you cut your teeth on that one.
Yeah. Twitter voted for KOTOR, which kind of obvious, but we had a ton of comments, so I'm going to run through them real quick.
Alrighty.
Here we go. Friends of the Force, Bounty Hunter, which is Star Wars Bounty Hunter. That's with Jango Fett, a little prequel love.
Did they port that to PC yet?
I
Because
don't
that's something
know.
I've always wanted to try, but never got around to it. Like I saw it at the Blockbuster when I was a kid,
yeah.
but never picked it up.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's pretty decent. Scott Brave Boy, Battlefront 2, not EA one, the other one. You know what I'm saying? Knights of the Old Republic is the easy answer, but Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight is right up there for me as well. That's from Steve Lapson from Twitter. I'm in the minority, but Dark Forces said Commander Sideswipe. Vox from Faking Star Wars. KOTOR is out of the choices, but my favorite, aside from those, would be Episode 1 Racer.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Rogue Squadron 2.
Another excellent choice.
And this is an odd one. Star Wars Demolition.
Demolition.
Yeah, that was kind of like, what's that series? Twisted Metal. It's kind of like that. You're a racer, but you blow things up.
Was that on the Dreamcast?
I think it is, dude.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, PlayStation and Dreamcast.
That's a deep cut. Friends of the Force. What did they say? Oh, wait. Did I already say that one?
They already had their say.
Oh,
they
I'm so
they had,
sorry.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter.
There you go. Here we go. Daniel Thrope says Star Wars Rogue Leader and Star Wars Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron Tree. That's
never heard of those two.
Those were both
Oh,
on
we
the
got-
GameCube. Those were tasty.
Okay, that's why. See,
Yeah.
I had Rogue Squadron the first
On the 64.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
and 64. I kind of missed out on the whole GameCube thing, so I never heard of 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But
I
there you have
literally bought the GameCube for Star Wars Rogue Leader. So
it. You didn't.
I did. Because that's the kind of
You got
Star
to.
Wars nerd I am. There's like
most people out there, they're like, oh, I want Zelda Wind Waker, or I want Super Mario Sunshine, and like those sold the console, but Rogue Squadron 2?
it got me. It's like I
All
need
right.
that. Okay, this one. Oh, I played so many hours of this one. This is a great one from Chris Willis. X-Wing on the PC. Oh my gosh, I played so much of that.
I think that's on Steam now.
Yeah, it probably is.
There's lots of these ported to Steam.
It's so good. There's so many different expansions. It's awesome. Blue Milk on the Rocks. Love that name. All day long. Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire.
Tip of the hat to
Tip of
this
the hat,
fine
yeah.
gentleman or lady. You have
Oh.
excellent taste.
We know this guy. Mm-hmm. Greg, cousin Greg.
Cousin Greg.
Greg.
I remember Masters of Terrascasi with the Robert Goulat intro of the character Hor versus Luke Skywalker.
Or versus Luke Skywalker.
Hor was like that Gamorrean guard that was...
Really?
Yeah, he was awesome.
Robert Goulet.
We're gonna put that into the episode.
Oh, yeah, I didn't use the French accent.
Yeah,
Robert
it's
Goulet. Goulet. Rule Farm Boy. Love this guy. He's a great guy on the old Twitter 2004 Battlefront Deep Cut. That's a good one. Let's see here. The Daily Rebel, Star Wars Galaxies pre-CU.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's.
I had a friend who played that, but I didn't have like a gaming PC at the time,
Right.
so it was only something I could kind of look at from afar. And
Yeah. It looks cool. It looks cool. And then basically, it was so hard to become a Jedi, and then one day they just flipped the switch, and everybody became a Jedi, and everyone got mad. So
yeah,
I think that's what he's saying pre-CU.
we learned this in The Incredibles. When everybody's super, no one will be.
No, no one can be super, and we also don't wear capes. That's the other thing. Lil Uzi Kurt, I was going to say that if you were the one that made the poll, the choices would be KOTOR, KOTOR 2, SWG, and SWTOR. In my opinion, the best four right there. And then I responded. I was like, well, if we're really being fair, as far as scope would be in most Star Wars, it would be the following choices: KOTOR, 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 and KOTOR.
And I think SWTOR or Sweater, Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's still going, I guess.
Oh
the
my
MMO.
gosh. Kessel Run Weekly, Danny and Kristen, hello, holla. The Forced Unleashed, great game,
Excellent
great
choice.
single player game. Yeah, that's a good one. And I think we got one more. Aldinian Rose, great name.
Alderanian Rose.
Alderanian. Lego, like all the Lego games are great, and
Yes, indeed.
yeah, those are great. And then finally, Neil Positivity. Yeah, Star Wars Positivity. My favorite Star Wars Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2, GameCube. Another good choice.
Excellent. A lot of love for Rogue Squadron.
Yes, it's a great. I mean, it's kind of like on the rails. Little flight sim, light flight sim. Get to blow things up, fly a spaceship.
Nothing wrong with that. That's
No.
my favorite childhood game, Star
Yeah.
Fox 64.
Star Fox, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Aaron, you're out of your Dagobah cave. Spicy tweets.
Yep. What have we got here?
All right.
Something to do with another Aaron
Yeah,
Paul.
So Aaron Paul and Brian Craston pull off a fast one on Breaking Bad fans. So, there's been rumors about Breaking Bad movie coming. The series ended, but there have been talks about the Breaking Bad movie. And yeah, so Aaron Paul went to Twitter and showed like two donkeys together, like, oh, this is like a little tease. This is awesome. They're coming back. And no, they were just using it for merchandising, people.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Oh, yeah. Tugging on your heartstrings. I could just think of Christmas Story, like, it's a crummy commercial. Like, it's just one of those things, guys. They're using their social media for the greater good, their own pockets, and they are it's some kind of liqueur, and the reason for the two donkeys, it's called what's it called here?
Dos Hombres.
Dos Hombres, two guys on a quest. Oh, see, so they're using their buddy, and on the label, it's like two donkeys on the label. So, yeah, not too happy about that, the old Twitter,
man.
But everyone was pumped for a Breaking Bad movie or something, and it was liquor. So get drunk on that. There
Bummer.
you go.
Were you there when Dan Aykroyd launched his own Crystal Skull vodka?
No.
Go, if you want some fun, go on YouTube and watch some interviews with Dan Aykroyd peddling his mediocre vodka.
Okay.
Because he claims, so he's super into like the paranormal
Yes.
conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah.
And he pulls a lot of that into the Crystal Skull vodka. And, he's talking about how this is like the best vodka ever. And there's no, what's the word he used? There's no glycol in it. And like the skull has been like perfectly molded and sculpted, and it's a $50 bottle of vodka.
Well, Well, maybe it was alien made or something, you know?
Yeah, maybe it's not of this world.
Oh, so there you go. That's your spicy tweet of the week. Now, Aaron, you can go back to your little Dagobah cave, and we'll see you next week there. So,
Alrighty.
All right. How about we move on to our main topic?
And now for our feature presentation.
All right. We teased him in the beginning, and now he's here for us. Jeremy Myers is back. Back straight from Batu.
It was a few light years away.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're just gonna pull back the curtain. We've already had this conversation, but
We weren't supposed to tell them.
There was a
just
disturbance in
podcasting.
the force.
There is a great disturbance in the force.
there was a disturbance in the force, but we're back. We're doing this, and it's gonna be amazing. So, all right, Jeremy, let's set the tone for everybody. What were kind of some of your expectations going into Galaxy's Edge?
So we talked a little bit about it on the last time I was on last month. We had drawn 4 reservations, but weren't sure if we were going to get to use all 4. Probably only going to get to go in one time. So kind of went with the expectation I was going to get my 4 hours. I'm hoping I can get 16. If I can, I'm going to be super privileged, super lucky. And first day there checking in, we found out we'd kind of known from friends that had already gone that, yep, you can go as long as you got your ID. They'll let you in as many
Nice.
times as you want. So I knew when I was boots on the ground there that I was going 4 times. And the only thing that would keep me from going was that if the mother, my girlfriend at the time, and my reservation, if one of us couldn't make it there to check in with our main ID, that was the only way that wasn't going to happen. So other than that, expectations were like just unknown. I mean, I got to read everything and hear and see pictures, so it's intangible seeing everything in a copy print, but when you get there, it's like, man,
It's like right there.
yeah. Looking at it from the hotel window, like, I see it. We're on Thunder Mountain, trying to go over the mountain. We can see the little tops, and I just
When
want
did
in.
you first get tickets to go?
So we jumped the rush and made a hotel reservation, which guaranteed us in. So we were like, all right, we're just gonna we're gonna book. We're going to splurge, we're going to do the Disneyland Hotel, and we're going to get our guaranteed reservation. But we thought it was going to just kind of be a free-for-all. We could come and go when we want. And then they came out later on with the rules of you're only getting
window.
4 hours. And
Gotcha.
then they had the day that they released all the the virtual reservations to the public. So at that day, my mom got on her app, I got on mine, and Lauren got on hers, and we tried to see if we could get other times, and sure enough, we all got lucky and pulled the additional 4-hour windows. And so we knew about a month. I think that came out on May 2nd is when the public drawing came out, and so we knew for about a month that we were for sure going. We just didn't know how many times.
Yeah. Hey, it's happening. It's happening. So what kind of prep did you do going into this trip?
Prep was I brought a little notepad because I wanted to decipher all the Arabic.
But in the Latin alphabet, Jehovah begins with an I.
Language that was going to be everywhere. So I was going to take as many notes, see if there was any little secret messages out there. When I found out,
you're like Indiana Jones. You're like rubbing the pencil on the thing and trying to get.
Definitely found once we found out that we were going to be getting the multiple visits, it kind of like took the heat off of trying to like cram everything in and get as much as we could in, and I could just go through and pretty much enjoy it. We're going to knock out the ride one night, kind of take care of the daughter and get her needs met the first night, and then from there on, it was gonna, you know what? There's gonna be one window that I don't care what you guys do. If you don't want to even go in with me, go enjoy the park. I'm gonna spend 4 hours in there, and I'm gonna dissect it as much as I can, and so
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you get the prep, you're ready to go, you got your notepad ready,
Yep.
and describe day one. So you got in the park a day before or something,
Correct.
right? Before you got into, okay. So kind of walk us through day one there.
Yeah, so Monday night was our first reservation. We had the 8 p.m. to midnight.
What?
Yeah. So it was already, all right, my daughter's 8. How am I going to do this till midnight? She's never made it to a park closing once.
Right, exactly.
So, all right, we're going to go, and we're going to go hardcore in the morning, and then we're going to go nap. And
okay.
So we went back, and we swam a little bit, and then took a little power nap.
A little power nap, yeah.
Recharge the old cells. Went to the check-in. The check-in they handled at the launch bay, so everybody had to go there first. You had to prove that you belonged in there. And then from that point on, just the main name. First it was everybody who was on the reservation had to show up, and then they lightened the restrictions, and so just as long as the main person with the reservation was there, then the other 3 people didn't matter, so you could have gone, I could have taken different people, each time. Yep, checked us in. We got our wristbands, and then from there it was, you're not allowed to line up in front of the land, so you got to kind of wait till about a half hour before your window, and then everybody would kind of get, it felt like a cattle chute. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of videos out there of everybody walking in at the same time, and it's just one massive line of people slowly walking in, and then
nerd herds just walking in there.
Exactly. But that was
so what was the first thing you did when you walked into Galaxy's Edge?
saw an X-wing. And
okay.
Everybody's like beelining for either the cantina or Smuggler's Run, and nope, I saw the X-wing. Gotta get next to it, get my picture, and I'm gonna be in here for almost a whole day over the next couple days, so no need to run. And
right.
But yeah, it had a cool setup, X-wing and another speeder, I think, right next to it, and got our pictures done, and still a little light outside. So it was cool to see before it got dark, see some of the detail on them. Yeah.
Nice.
But that was first, and then of course they hit you with Rise of the Resistance right when you walk in that you can't go on. So of course all the cast members are standing there blocking, making sure nobody hops the fences, and so you get to go over there and kind of see the entrance and see what it looks like and be teased. But yeah, that was moment one.
Nice.
Yeah. They had the light posts. They were set up like the evaporators on Tatooine, so they were kind of cool. Clever. They had different posts, the foliage, the trees and everywhere. Little sounds coming from all the tree banks. So probably different,
awesome,
different creatures.
Yeah, Disney's very good with that kind of immersion.
Yep.
You kind of forget that you're at Disney World for a while.
Exactly.
Or Disneyland in your case.
Yep.
Yeah, right. So how were the crowd? I mean, because again, your first night, 8 p.m., the crowds, and you went in June. Is that right?
June.
Yeah. So how were the crowds? During that time,
the park itself was. I mean, you guys hit it last week. It's a ghost town. I mean, it was beautiful. The limiting the pass holders to be able to get there and be in the park was awesome. No one's ever, I think, heard the exact number of reservations that they gave out, for each window.
Yeah.
So, but it was not a lot. The actual capacity in there at the time, it was empty. You weren't on top of people. You had plenty of room to move. You weren't really in. Again, if you weren't waiting for the cantina or the lightsabers or the droids, you really weren't waiting for anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So, talk us through changing your cell phone into a data pad.
Yes, that was
What?
yes, that was my jam. That was I spent the
What happened?
last 4 hours of my experience. I got to just go on a hunt. The data pad is made. It basically you could do missions. You could hack crates, see what was inside of them virtually. You didn't really do anything other than that. It would all showed up on your phone.
Was it like an AR, like hold your camera up to it kind of thing?
Exactly.
Ooh, clever.
The keypads on all the doors had the digital little lights, and so if you got up to it, you could hack the door, and it would open up to something and release or reveal something on your phone, and so you could store these little things you would collect in however they came out, whether it was a weapon or a costume or parts for your ship or different things.
That's really cute. I like it.
Yeah. There were antennas you could hack, and it would make the little broadcast noises when you hacked in it. So the whole park could
Oh, in real life?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the best was walking up to the Falcon and being able to hack the Falcon, and it blew the steam off the underneath, and you could hear it fire up.
Wow.
And,
What?
Yes. I think they limit you to once because I can never recreate it. So
Yeah.
but we were able to hack. It never came back up on our app to be able to rehack. The X-wing did the same thing. The antennas were kind of multiple times. You could do them over and over.
Wow.
But the ships were, I think, limited.
Yeah. So so the last 4 hours of your time, that's what you did the whole time, right?
Yep.
That's
it was
amazing.
kind of bounty hunting. You could
Yeah,
go look
yeah.
for. You had to go find these things in these crates, and you earn credits. You could do missions for the First Order or the Resistance, or you could do the more bounty hunter. So the whole thing was kind of a game for who controlled the land at the end of the day. Was it the light side or the dark
Interesting.
side? So depending on what missions you chose, got credits and points for the light side and vice versa. And
Wow.
yeah, so
It's like it's a game inside a
It
game
is.
inside
Yeah.
a game. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Don't you get it? If you die in the game, you die for real.
All right, so now walk us through, since there's technically only one ride there. So walk us through getting on the Falcon and all that fun stuff.
the Falcon. We got to ride it 12 times over the course of our 4 days.
12
times.
That's a lot of Cussle runs.
Yes.
I think you're gaming the system there.
Yep. The first time, I think I discussed this with you, Todd. It was kind of disappointing in that we got to like zip through the line. We didn't get to experience all the displays, the little things that they had set up, and
didn't get to see Hondo and all that fun stuff.
You get put in Hondo's little chamber where he introduces you to the ride and what you got to do, and so you get that portion of it. But along the way, they've got little displays of his warehouse and his shop, and people, what characters have been working on things, and they actually had a broken speeder that people would walk by. They treated it like a fountain, and people were throwing money onto it. And there was there were dollars, there were $5, there were coins, and I was joking each time, like, Disney has enough money, don't throw them more money. They don't need any more.
It's like Republic credits.
Yeah. But now then you get to see Hondo and the animatronics of the.
How was that?
You could not tell. I mean, you go on Pirates of the Caribbean, you see those characters move, and you can tell they're fake. This you could not tell if that was a person up there actually doing it, or if it was computer generated.
It wasn't like a video screen.
No,
he's fully
he's
animatronic, man.
He has a little droid with him that helps, talks back to him, and after that you get dismissed to the basically.
I was about to say, one day there's going to be a terrible accident, and the White House is going to go to Disney and say, "We need a favor."
Yep. They can do it. They can do it.
But he's just got to stay in one spot. If he stays in one spot.
Yeah.
You can totally sit him at his desk.
Yeah.
You basically get dismissed from that room. You go right into where the holo table is, and kind of on the Falcon, and it's a little waiting area, and you're given a task on the ride, whether you're the pilot or co-pilot or gunner or engineer. They give you these cards, and then you wait for your color to be, you're the red group, the green group, blue group, or whatever, and they call you, and all right, blue group, come over here, and you line up in order of your job. And
so is it just one pod that does it, or how does that work? Like, are there multiple Falcons?
Yeah.
Okay.
The way I envision it, it's kind of like a Nerf gun chamber. So it kind of it cocks and it spins. So you load up and it rotates.
Yeah,
and,
great analogy. I got it.
Yeah, they say I think there's about 15 on each side. So
wow. Yeah.
Sounds a lot like Mission Space.
Yeah.
Do they have that over in California land?
No, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's great.
Yep.
So it was a good experience since you wrote it so many different times. What was your favorite position?
It's got to be one of the pilots.
Okay.
The gunner is fun once, but
Yeah.
it is the most laborious of the jobs. Your forearms burn afterwards because you're just smashing buttons for the whole ride.
Don't get cocky.
I'm shooting everything.
Everything. They have auto aiming or manual aiming, and every time you're recommended to do auto because it just
Yeah, gotcha. Those quad lasers, they're tough.
And everybody's job depends on how much credits the group earns afterwards. So if you all do a great job, the more credits Hondo supposedly gives you. And
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how were the shops? What other shops did you see?
Shops were, I did not have enough money.
Merchandising.
Doc Ondar's was
amazing.
Unbelievable. Yep.
Yeah.
The holocrons.
He's also animatronic, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
He's animatronic. Just kind of, there's not really much he does, but he just kind of moves back and forth and makes some noises. And
yeah.
I think I sent you the picture. They had the the Ark of from Indiana Jones? They had hidden in the shop. It was the Ark of
the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant. Yeah.
Yes.
They had from little hidden Spielberg gem.
Yeah. Awesome. So did you build a lightsaber or did you pre-buy one?
I did not build. The line was unreal.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. And by the time we got to the line at the end of the night, all the parts were sold. So they only had a daily limit of what they put out, and that was it.
Dang.
The droid seemed to be a little bit more unlimited. You could go build a droid, and there was really never a line for that.
Gotcha.
But no, I chose on the 11th hour of the. Literally, it was like 11, probably 48 on the last night. All right, I'm going to buy a saber. I had seen they had Kylo Ren, or they had Obi-Wan, they had Luke's, they had Asajj Ventress, they had a few others. Jedi, one of the temple guards, they had one of their sabers, but I decided to go with Ahsoka Tano.
Wow.
I thought for the value of what you got, I chose it.
Yeah.
You buy the saber hilt, you don't get the blade, so you gotta spend a little bit more money to get the blades.
Oh man!
Yeah, they just
merchandising.
ATM machine.
Open my wallet. Oh yeah. But it comes in a nice box.
It does,
right? I mean,
it's super. It's an amazing. I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff in the suitcase because of how heavy it was. So I had to stuff the backpack on the flight home to make sure I wasn't overweight. But But no, the box
That's
was
awesome.
so cool.
Okay.
Seeing the people that actually built their sabers, I mean, seeing them carrying them around, there was some pretty cool stuff.
Awesome. How was the food? Did you try any food there?
We did. I think we tried to sample, I think, almost everything we could.
We ate everything.
Yes, the blue milk was by far our favorite of the two colors.
Yeah, blue and green, right?
Yep. Green tasted a little grassy, if you will. I don't know. It just tasted kind of citrusy and like it was. I don't know. You go to the juice places and they trim the grass and the wheatgrass, whatever, and they put it in. It just seemed like it was full of wheatgrass.
Oh, that's awesome.
Somebody told us, we didn't get to try it, but if you mix the blue and the green together, it makes an amazing flavor.
Oh,
so that's something I'm gonna have to try next time we go.
It's off menu.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
The food, Docking Bay 7. I mean, it was normal food, but they had crazy names for it, and they had a cool display of how it came out. And
yeah.
No
awesome.
Sporks. We're out of sporks by the time we got there. So.
Oh well, because everyone was selling them on eBay.
Yep. Didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, you could have supplied everybody for another trip to Disneyland with that.
No.
Did you buy the Coke bottles?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
My little Christmas ornaments.
They're supposed to be thermal detonators.
Lauren's like, they're just Christmas ornaments. They ran out of ideas, and but they're cool.
They're cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. All right. Well, you had something cool happen as well. So you kind of alluded to it at the beginning. You said my girlfriend at the time. So something changed while you were at Batu.
Batu's pretty magical. With the force is very strong there. And after night one, I had a thought run through my head. It's not anything I went to Disneyland or Batu, with. It was something that, hey, we are here ahead of a lot of people, and this girl Lauren that I'm with is, I know, she's kind of the one. So how can I mix in a proposal where I didn't have a ring and I didn't have this planned?
Oh man.
Hey, you're kind of doing a little Han Solo, just
shooting from the hip.
Exactly.
Shooting from the hip.
Exactly.
All right, so this pops in day one of the trip.
Correct.
Okay. So you're like, hey, this is a nice spot.
Yep.
This is cool.
Yep.
All right. So then what happened after that?
So I got the idea when we were taking pictures in front of the Falcon Monday night. I was thinking this would be a pretty amazing spot to do it. It's a wide open area. There's a little bit of a crowd. If I do time it right, there won't be that many people around. So she says no. I won't have to run too far. It worked out. Tuesday morning we had the 8 a.m. to noon reservation, but we were able to get that one changed, thankfully, and pushed a little bit later. So when we went into the park, my daughter had to go use the restroom, so Lauren took her, and I'm like, oh, I got to run to this gift store because they've got the generic kind of Disney rings, and this works out perfect.
Yeah. Have you the wing?
Lauren doesn't wear jewelry, so I have no clue what style ring to get her in the first place. That's one of the the reason why I would have even thought of doing this.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, hell, I get a Disney ring. She loves Disney. This is where we met. This will be perfect. Then we can go pick a ring later on if she says yes. And so I had a window of about 3 minutes to go pull this off.
Oh, wow.
So you get the ring. Yeah. So you got it in your pocket. So that's Tuesday. When are you doing the proposal? That day?
Yeah, so we went in our time.
It was burning a hole in your pocket.
It was.
Like, I gotta get rid of this.
Our time
when she gets back, you're like pulling the packaging off. And, oh, hey!
It was the ring had the hard, like a zip tie connection to it. So I had to get the attendant like, hey, do you have scissors? Can you get this off really quick, please?
Just use a spork. Use a spork.
Use a spork. You got some laser cutters? A hydro spanner?
So he did it. I had it in the pocket and just pulled it out. Like, just looking around, seeing what the shop had, and
You sly dog. All right, so then you go in later to Galaxy's Edge,
Correct.
And you just go up to the Falcon, or what?
Now
what's the deal?
we had 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I just nothing felt right. And then we ate right before we went to Docking Bay 7 again. Got food. We're about 20 minutes from our time being up, and I tell like, hey, since this is our only daytime one, why don't we go get a picture in front of the Falcon? Because we we're not going to get this the next 2 nights. Both nights are the midnight at closing again. So let's So it worked out even more magically that she wanted to do individual pictures in front of the Falcon first before we did a group picture. So I went last, and at that point I handed my phone to the photographer helper. So I got the professional photographer that's taking pictures for us. So I didn't have to worry about somebody taking them on my phone. Then I handed the phone to video to the other worker that was standing there. I'm like, in a second, I'm going to need you to record it, and I think you'll know why. And she gave me the look, and so we got primed up.
This is kind of like Return of the Jedi, when Luke's setting up everything right then, and kind of looking around. Gives a little nod, a little shake. Here we go. A little salute, and
I'm telling you, the force
you're
was
gonna
strong.
tie your shoe.
Yep. So literally, I watched him snap 2 pictures, and I went down. I reached in, I went down, and asked her to marry me. And
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
floored all 3 of them. My mom, my daughter, and Lauren, of course, were completely, blown away, and they didn't know it was coming, and felt like, I don't know, 2 minutes. Probably wasn't that long, but before she was laughing and crying, and and I'm like, so are you gonna say yes? And then, of course, a lot of people got to see it, so it was cool. We got
that's cool, dude.
Clapping, and so it was actually, I don't know, it was pretty amazing. We put it on Twitter, and somebody, we have no clue who it was, completely doctored it up and put in a Chewbacca image and a R2D2 image to it. So we got an actual like cool Star Wars engagement photos with it. So
awesome. That's awesome.
Man, it was.
Congratulations to you and Lauren. That is fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well played. I mean, that's totally Han Solo. I mean, you just.
It really is.
And what a better place to do it than right in front of the Falcon.
I'm making this up as I go along.
I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
Who needs a ring? I don't need a ring,
It was in my Make Solo 2 Happen shirt also. So
awesome. Yeah, shout out. Yeah. Awesome. That's great, dude. Well, would you go back again?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to plan it to be able to go before the reservations ended, like stay one more night at one of the midweek, hotels. But our schedule just didn't work out, and So the next time
now it's free for all.
Yeah,
it's a free for all now.
But man, nobody's going. It's still empty. When my friends just went, and he went on the ride a few times and said the lines were, there was no impact to the crowd whatsoever. They waited about a half hour for each Falcon ride, and October, that's our next the next trip.
Nice, awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your story, and obviously, I mean, it was kind of magical. So
thank you. It's a definite must for any Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean,
Heather's gonna be going very shortly in August, so she's going to Disney World.
Yeah.
So she's our next traveler to the outer rim. So
I mean,
all right.
You saw the pictures, just the detail of all their displays.
Yeah, I literally, I really, for the listeners, Jeremy sent me like all the pictures he took, and like, I'm just blown away. Like I just, the level of detail is just phenomenal. And obviously being there adds a little bit more to it, but just seeing the detail, I was just like, like, you know, like you said about the Ark of the Covenant, there's like Luke's land speeder, and there's all these little crates with all Arboresh on them, and just like, oh my gosh, I can't stand it.
The blaster holes in the cantina, you know, where you see the firing that took place, or on the outside.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like you say, too much.
It's too much. It's too much. All right, speaking about too much, let's go into news of the week.
And now, the Star Wars News of the Week.
All right, this is almost too much, guys. This is like, it got crazy. It got crazy. So, San Diego Comic-Con's coming up, guys.
We know what that means.
Merchandising. And there was basically, it was kind of going around on Twitter, social media, that Lucasfilm really wouldn't have a presence there, probably leaning more to D23 than San Diego. And so there's kind of a lull in Star Wars news. And these sly dogs on the Star Wars show last Wednesday, they dropped it. Episode 9, Sith Trooper revealed. And it's red. It's got a little different flavor to it. And so, of course, they have literally every kind of form of Sith Trooper that will be at San Diego Comic-Con. So there's going to be like a Funko, Hot Toys. I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Jeremy, what's your thoughts on these red Stormtrooper, the Sith Trooper?
Are they going to die a quick death like the rest of them? No, you hear Sith and it's like, okay, instant was an ear perk up. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a Sith Trooper. Do they have the Force capabilities? Are they Palpatines? Are they just, more dummies, that the First Order sends out to be the first one's dead. So who knows?
Yeah. Shoot the red guys, not the white guys. Yeah. Aaron, what do you think about this design of the Sith Trooper?
They look like the Adidas gangster stormtrooper that's everywhere.
You're talking about Hip Hop Trooper.
Yeah, that's the one. No, I dig it. Black and red are power colors. Like Jeremy said, will they have new abilities? Can they take a beating? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably just going to be like any other stormtrooper, but
just
with a different paint job. But
that
means more merchandising.
Yep.
Merchandising.
Right. I'm trying not to get too excited about it, but I mean, I want to see them in action. Are they going to be kind of like, I can't say their name, the Last Jedi Red Troopers, the Parathian Troopers,
the Throne Guards,
Throne Guard dudes. Those guys were cool because they were in action.
Yeah,
they had different weapons.
They
were
like
cool.
samurai.
They were samurai-ish.
Like
yes, the Sith Trooper has that kind of look on his. He's got ridges on his helmet, so there's like that kind of look on him, and he definitely has a little more tweaks than the First Order Trooper. So it means he's special, but I just don't know how special, and I don't want to get too crazy about it because it could be like a 1 second, like, oh, there he was, but time will tell.
What was it? The executioner ones that were supposed to be so badass and just what happened?
I don't know.
A 2 minute scene, So yeah, exactly. All right, what else is going on, Mr. Aaron?
Well, we've got here on the docket, if my computer will load it,
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is from the Disney Parks blog from Walt Disney World. Rise of the Resistance has a activation date. So, they say, we've got some exciting news to share today with the galaxy. We are opening Star Wars Rise of the Resistance December 5th at Walt Disney World Resort. Some of you Disney fanatics out there, the hair on the back of your neck stood up because you're like, December 5th? Why, that's the date my Lord and Savior Walt Disney was born. And you would be right. That is Walt Disney's birthday. Right. So what better way to honor the ultimate storyteller than by introducing the most immersive and advanced attraction ever imagined in a Disney park.
Yep.
So right now they've got all the Imagineers over at Walt Disney World working at a feverish pace round the clock to get this attraction up and running for Disney World. And then they're going to load them into a cattle car train and ship them back to Disneyland, where they're going to do the same thing.
The first transport is away.
Exactly. Yes.
First transport is away. The first transport is away.
And they're going to do the same thing at Disneyland, where that's going to open Friday, January 17th.
Cool.
Already looked into reservations.
Oh man, that's so funny. I mean, it's cool. I think people are a little miffed because Disneyland was first, and now they got to wait for the second ride. But it kind of makes sense that they got everybody. They got Galaxy's Edge, Disneyland open. Now they're moving to Disney World. Going to do it all one there, and then come back and finish up Disneyland. So
yep,
it is what it is. You got it first. What can you say?
Exactly.
So. All right. This is coming from D23.com. Just announced we got a good feeling about Lucasfilm at D23 Expo 2019. This came out July 11th. For the first time ever at D23 Expo, Lucasfilm will host its own pavilion on the shore floor, featuring an impressive display showcasing the evolution of the Star Wars Stormtroopers. Huh.
They haven't done that before?
No.
Seems like the most obvious thing.
I know. Well, it's on my arm, too. Huh. Okay. The exhibit will include several of the actual costumes used and screened throughout the iconic movie series. From the classic Stormtrooper to the new design featured in the upcoming Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. This stunning display is a rare opportunity to examine these production costumes up close instead of in a galaxy far, far away. But that's not all, folks. If that wasn't enough, on Friday, August 23rd, 3:30 p.m., D23 Hall, guests will get a sneak peek of Jon Favreau's action-packed bounty hunter series, The Mandalorian.
Todd, we need to go.
Oh, man. I mean, again, I was blown away. I was seriously blown away. I am so excited for this thing. I'm beside myself. When I saw this at Celebration, I lost my mind.
At The Mandalorian?
And yes.
Oh, yeah.
I lost my mind, and I will continue to lose my mind. I'm thinking about this all the time, and this is just a little added thing. Jon Favreau was pushing The Lion King this last weekend. It's just like, oh, yeah, I'm writing season 2 right now.
Oh.
Whoa! What? So it was kind of like on the sly. I mean, obviously right now everything is tighten up for season 1. They're finishing up the last special effects, I'm sure, to get it ready for Disney Plus. But Jon Favreau's like, yeah, I'm ready for season 2. So there you go.
Sign me up.
Todd, why do you mock me like this?
I can't even stand it.
I know, it's too much.
It's too much. It's good. I mean, it's gonna be a good fall, guys.
Yes.
It's gonna be a real good fall.
Do you think they're gonna have clone trooper armor at the exhibit?
Yes, I think so. Evolution of the Stormtrooper. I hope so.
Because they never made an actual set of armor for the
that's
prequels.
True. Yeah, that's true.
So I wonder if they're just gonna sweep that under the rug.
Well, but I think people troop with it, so there's designs out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I saw it at Celebration.
Disney, you can 3D print a clone trooper in 5 seconds. Come on.
Sure, but it seems like the spirit of the pavilion showcase is going to be like, step through Lucasfilm history. We have a long, proud tradition, blah, blah, blah.
Right. These were all CGI and green screen. So
yeah. So nobody ever wore this.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, what else we got?
Okay. So our code word for this was haunted. But who is haunted? That would be Sam Raimi. And he is still haunted by his unmade Marvel movie. That's right. Sam Raimi's unproduced Spider-Man 4 film is the stuff of superhero movie legend. Now, 12 years after leaving Spider-Man behind, Sam Raimi gave a rare shout out to the Spider-Man movie that never was. So he's doing his little campaign for this little crocodile thriller called Crawl, which apparently is amazing. It currently has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means like everybody who saw it thought it was worth watching.
Wow.
But he was a producer on that. And so one of his interviews, he was speaking with Yahoo, which Yahoo's still around. So he was speaking with Yahoo, and he said, quote, "I think about it all the time," referring to Spider-Man 4. It's hard not to, because each summer another Spider-Man film comes out. So when you have an unborn one, you can't help but think what might have been. But I try to focus on what will be and not look into the past. So he's a pretty good sport about it, it seems like.
Yeah.
But as we all know, he and Sony parted ways before Spider-Man 4 ever started. And considering what's come out of Sony since then, it was probably a good move. Because we only had the two Amazing Spider-Man movies.
That weren't so amazing.
Yeah, they had Pixels. They had the Goosebumps movie. They had Ghostbusters. Not a lot of smash hits coming out of Sony, so it's probably all for the best.
Good video game system, but bad movie.
Yeah, they almost shut down the movie division because they're like, this is not working. What was also Jack and Jill was a Sony movie as well.
Oh.
That horrible Adam Sandler direct. That somehow.
So that's how you really feel, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm a bit salty, but yeah. So seems like that's gonna haunt him forever. That Spider-Man 4 never was, but I don't know. It may have been for the best, considering Sony and considering how Spider-Man 3 kind of went off the rails.
Yes, yeah. Spider-Man 3 is just a turd of a movie, man. Like, it's got parts, it's got beats in there, but it just, again, we talked about this the last couple of weeks because we're on the Spidey kick, but I mean, it's just, yeah. I can understand why they kind of pulled it and said, yeah, we got to reboot, So.
But they got a comic book. Hooray!
Maybe. No, JJ took that thunder. So.
Oh man!
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, let's move on to what's next. What do we do after news? Cantina chat. There we go.
It's your own show, bro.
I know. All right. Who's going first? Todd.
Who's talking first? You talk first. I talk first.
We have a guest. Guest first. Jeremy.
Guest.
In the past few weeks, this week, last week, the week prior, what kind of nerdy, cool, interesting things have you been up to?
Well, nerdy cool things. I picked up a few comic books at the old shop there. Not really been one to dabble in the Star Wars comics. I've been more into Marvel, but
okay.
All right.
But definitely after reading Alphabet Squadron, I got into the TIE Fighter, so it kind of paralleled with it. So then the Galaxy's Edge comic got the continuation.
I'll take one of those and one of those.
Mm-hmm. The Age of Resistance came out, so I got the Finn one. And then that little movie called Spider-Man Far From Home came out, so got to see that.
Nice. How many times did you see it?
2 times. only for this one. Went with Greg opening night, which are tradition, and then I took Gianna on Thursday night. So that's our new tradition of daddy-daughter night. And yeah, we enjoyed it and had good conversation in the car afterwards, which was
cool.
Optimistic for future podcasters out there with her. She loves her little video blog, so she's loving what I've been doing with you guys.
She's vlogging.
Yep,
she's vlogging.
And then today I finished Lost Stars at yours and Greg's recommendation, and it was
fabuloso.
Yeah, by far it was amazing,
dude.
But I've kind of run the gamut on everything, so I'm either re-listening to books or I got to look for new ones.
But you only got to wait like
I know
a week for Thrawn.
Yep. My thing is I sit on a tractor, so in 8 hours I got darn near the whole book gone. So it's
oh man.
It's like, thank you for taking all that time to write that book, but I listened to it in one day, so I'm bored now. So,
but I did. I downloaded today. I haven't got to listen to it yet, but I did the Stanley Alliances, so I wanted to check that one out. And
awesome. Well, that'll give you a little buffer before Thrawn comes out.
So yeah, that's
awesome, dude.
Pretty much my nerdy geeky world.
Awesome, Aaron. What's going on with you, my friend?
Well, I got a new microphone that finally arrived, so
Hooray!
You're listening to it right now. Thank you. I dig it. It's a Russian microphone. The Octava ML5202. This thing is a beast. Like the last mic I had, mostly plastic. This thing is like all metal. The shock mount that it has, it's like all metal. It's like cast iron. I mean, it's a ribbon microphone, so it's fragile, but it looks like it could take a beating if it wasn't a ribbon microphone.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it's so good that it's revealing that my mic preamp sucks. So I have to get a new one of that. And it's like,
it like reveals flaws, and you're like, this is not optimal. It's not really that optimal.
So I've got money coming in from the bounty hunting, so I'll be reinvesting some of that into some better gear.
It would be awesome if it talked Russian to you.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's probably stealing your thoughts right now. It's the way it looks there.
Yeah, it's gonna be
it's like an Imperial probe droid, you know,
passing on Star Wars podcasting secrets to some Russian agents.
Right. Yeah, but
no, it was cool. I got a great deal on it. Cheaper than what the running price is. The seller was super cool about it. I dig it, but yeah, that's up my alley. And what else? I totally had something. Oh, I got one of them smart watches.
Ooh.
Which I totally forgot to bring to the podcast recording.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a Pebble.
Okay.
The one with the round face on it. And so as you may recall, Pebble went out of business, but there's like this dedicated group of nerds who are keeping their online like web services active. And so it's still usable, and it's neat. This is not a pitch for Pebble. They're out of business. We have no ties with them. I'm just saying, it's nice that I don't have to pull my phone out all the time. I could just get a little on the wrist.
Yeah.
And,
little Dick Tracy action. You're like, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, here's your next calendar event, or somebody texted you. And it has this neat alarm feature where it's just a silent alarm that it'll actually monitor your sleep, pass it on to your Russian microphone so they could pass it on to the government. And
his sleep patterns are optimal.
Yeah. It'll monitor your sleep, and when you set an alarm for a certain time, and when you're near your waking cycle, because you go through different cycles, it's like deep sleep and then shallow sleep. When you're within 30 minutes of your
Russian
alarm,
sleep.
Yeah. When you hibernate all winter in Transylvania, when you're near your shallow, like 30 minutes within your alarm and you're in shallow sleep, it'll just like gently like wake you by just vibrating on your wrist. Yeah. And wow, it works. It's amazing. doesn't disturb your roommate. I don't know. It's just like a neat little assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a good deal on that one too. I know it's a Midwestern thing to like brag about getting good deals on stuff, but
I know.
My roommate,
it's okay, dude.
My roommate got it for free for some reason, and I didn't ask questions. I just paid $50 for it. But
right.
Yeah, I'm new audio stuff. That's always a plus. New gadgets. It's Guys Night Out Part 2.
There we go.
All right, Todd, what have you been up to?
Aaron, I know this is going to be hard to believe, but I finally sat down and watched Blade Runner 2049.
Yes!
Why haven't I seen this film before?
I'm genuinely happy to hear that. Not like I fake happiness with everything else, but it is so... I can't speak highly enough of it.
It's one of those films. I understand why it didn't do well in the box office, because it's not a popcorn movie. It's like... It's a slow burn on this one, and I love it. I love the music. I love the visuals. The visuals are outstanding. This one, like honestly, like Solo and this one for me are just from a visual perspective. I just love them. I mean, I love Solo, how it looks, and I mean, Blade Runner 2049 is just it's fabuloso.
It's like an art house movie if they had all the money.
Yeah. And it's...
Did you see the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched the original. Yes.
And even as a sequel, it's like the most perfect thing because...
Yeah, it is.
They don't do any hokum or tricks or...
Yeah.
They don't go back on any characters or any kind of logical leaps. It's just, it all makes sense. It's all within the world. It expands the world.
Yeah, and it does exactly what the original Blade Runner is like when it ends, you're like,
what? Huh. Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to watch it again, but I was like, it's already midnight. I got to go to bed,
Yeah.
I was so, I had it. I bought it. I just never got around to, watching it. I finally like watching it, and it's amazing. So highly recommend that movie.
Well, now you give me something else to watch. I haven't watched that yet, so...
I mean, you don't have to watch the original, but it does work. I mean, it's got Harrison Ford in it. Blade Runner is just, from when it came out, it's probably one of the most, it's just a great film. It's a great sci-fi film. And then this one just takes it up a notch. And I'm just like, I can't take it. Mm-hmm. So did that. I got a bunch of books for Father's Day. And so I'm reading The Making of Solo. So good. I love behind the scenes stuff. So I'm going through that, and it's the main special effects guy that kind of wrote the book, and some of the pictures he takes are just it's so good. I can't even handle it. So kind of walking through that a little bit. One cool thing that they did is they did a bunch of like flyovers in Italy for that mountain for the train heist, and they basically recreated the mountain in digital by doing all these flyovers. And
just like scanning it or
scanning it. Yes. Like almost like a Google Earth thing. And they did a bunch of different passes to get the feel right for how they want the train to go and all this stuff. And the level of detail, like you don't realize some of the stuff that they do, and you're just like, what? They did what? And this, and
probably saved them a ton of money.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, they digitally like scanned all the mountain in, and it's crazy.
That's awesome.
So did reading through that. I think that's it right now.
All right. There's
So.
one last detail I forgot to mention.
You got more. This is a bonus?
Yeah.
The Russians slipped it in.
We're talking. Actually, it does have to do with the Russians a little bit. So we were talking video games, and
yes,
as you may know, the Pebble, it's a digital screen on the face of the watch, and you can swap out different faces for your watch.
Right.
I found one that's modeled after the laser watch you have in GoldenEye 007, the N64 game.
Yes.
Yeah. So
such a nerd. You are such a nerd.
And like the
best games ever.
Yeah, there's 2 bars on it. There's like a blue bar and a red bar. The red bar, which is your health in the game, is actually the battery life indicator. And it starts like draining out as the battery drains out. And the blue shield one is Bluetooth connectivity. So
yeah.
Then it shows the time and everything. And
yeah, I already have. I Jeremy, you got to have a bonus one because I have a bonus one now too.
Oh man,
just popcorn. It's popcorn
spot.
cantina chat. Jen and I, we went through Stranger Things, and now we've already watched it a bunch of times, but we went through 1 and 2, and now we're like, okay, we're not going to be the first ones, but we're going to come into this. So now we're watching Stranger 3 season 3, and just started that. So that's also.
Yeah, I think that I can piggyback off that. I'm about halfway through it. This season is so good.
Yeah,
1 and 2 were amazing, but 3 is.
Yeah, it's kind of like this generation's of Harry Potter because now the kids are starting to grow up, and you're like, oh man, they're not so cute and little now. They're like teenagers, and you kind of have like literally if you watch Harry Potter, you literally see from beginning to end like how they age, and I feel like same thing with Stranger Things. I'm hoping this is going to be like a 4 season or maybe 5 seasons, not anymore. I want this, I don't want it to stretch too long, but it is kind of cool seeing them all, like, dude, okay, now you're like teenagers, and it's crazy.
Exactly.
But, yeah. So
I couldn't get into Stranger Things, strangely enough. Because,
no pun intended.
It felt so much like Super 8, and Super 8 was just like very not memorable at all.
What? Who are you?
Dude, crusty old man in disguise.
Yeah, I know.
Because, it's just like the comparison I usually use is like they took their shopping cart down the 80s aisle and just ran down it full speed, both arms outstretched, just like tossing everything in. And they're like, it's got that Spielbergian kind of look and feel of it, but it just, and I'm talking about Super 8 here.
Okay.
It has like the look and feel of it, but it's J.J. Abrams, so like the actual like story and characters weren't there, so it doesn't stick with you. It's just like,
dude, who are you? Super 8 is like so good, man.
All right, we just like different things.
All right,
I guess.
We're gonna have to have like a bonus episode about Super 8 where we can argue about it.
But anyway, maybe I should have watched 10 hours of Stranger Things, but I saw the first episode and it just like felt exactly like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to pass on this. So
it's not really your era either. So
it's not. No. I was born too late.
See if you're born too late.
Yeah,
you're born too late, but you're in like the 1920s.
I know. I'm out of time.
I'm gonna. This is live podcasting right here. I'm gonna try to look up the announcement they did about Stranger Things. It's something stupid, like as far as like
a non-controversy.
No, just how many. I don't know if I can find it, but really, what it said is like in the first couple weeks, how many people viewed it, how many. It just
an infographic.
Yeah, infographic thing. I can't find it right now, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so. I'm not doubting it's popular, and I'm not saying it's not good. It's just like the.
Don't worry, you'll 3 years from now when we're old and crusty again. You'll be like, hey, Stranger Things.
It's that
I really like it.
Really the first episode syndrome where you just got it. Game of Thrones.
I know.
Was not the first episode lost a lot of people, but then if you stuck through, it was amazing.
Just stick through it.
Yeah.
It's like a dental operation.
Yeah, right.
Once you start, you got to finish it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. That's the headline. I'm gonna be like Stranger Things. That's what I'm gonna put on social media. I'm gonna be like, Stranger Things like a dental operation. That's what Aaron Julian said. Tune in.
Oh, great! Can't wait.
All right. How about I wrap this train wreck up? Here we go. Thanks again for listening to another episode of WSTR Galactic Public Access. Once again, you can find us out on the social medias. That is WSTR Media, all one word, all one lowercase. We want to hear from you, so comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts, because iTunes, it gone.
iTunes is leaving?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, no. I'm behind on that.
That was a couple weeks ago. No big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Email us at mailbox@wstrmedia.com. Leave us a voicemail, 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. Like Aaron said, you can tell us a little bit about what you're planning for Galaxy's Edge, or if you think Stranger Things is a dental operation. We're standing by. Either way, this way you can leave a voicemail and we can play it on the upcoming podcast, or you can email us and we'll narrate it for you. Aaron has multiple narrating voices, so you know.
Yeah, so either your voice or mine, it'll be on the air.
It could be very entertaining. You can catch out our back catalog of episodes at podcast.wstrmedia.com. We got merch, store.wstrmedia.com. All right, enough of all that. Jeremy, where can people find you on the Insta and the Twitter?
The light side of the Force. I am on Twitter at Obi_JMy_Kenobi. And the dark side, you can find me on Instagram at j.my.darksider.
So you mixed up the light and the dark, and mixed up the dots and the dashes.
Exactly. Yeah.
very
I've got to be different and unique in so many ways.
Yes.
And yeah, it's my little spin.
Awesome. That's great. Well, it was a pleasure having you on the show as always. Thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anytime.
All right.
Anytime. Yeah. Next week, episode 132, Behind the Bucket, with my good friend Tom Rosie.
The chum bucket.
The chum bucket. He's talking about the bucket, the heart, the plastic. He's doing a little documentary about the 501st and all the cool volunteering stuff that we do. So we'll tune in to find more about that next week. I think we're ready, right, guys?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
One way to end this. This is how we close it. Yeah, this is how we close it.
Now this
is
podcasting. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Todd.
fun. Lots of fun.
We got to sneak into Galaxy's Edge.
There we go. Steal them sporks.